Gang, we back with another one. How you doing, guys? I'm your boy Silk Living, and I am back with another gun install, firearm install. So basically, I'm upgrading my triggers from my Taurus, whatever you want to call it. It's a G2 or PT111. So I'm going from this is a double action, and I'm going to a single action. So I'm actually changing out the triggers. But all I can say is I'm no expert in this. But if you don't know how to break your gun down or field strip your gun, you probably shouldn't be doing this. Just give you a heads up. So far, this shit has been difficult. I gotta say hard, but it's been difficult. So you're supposed to buy, and I'm just tell you how you're supposed to do it. You need a hammer, and you're gonna need something to hold the gun on. So I use tape, which I saw in the video. And you're gonna also need a punch tool, which I ordered from Amazon. This one still works. This one I broke. I just bought it, and it's already, as you can see, it's already broken. I broke the tip off of it. I've also broken, this was a small screwdriver, which I used to use for my Mac Minis, and I broke it. I bent it, and then I also broke it, trying to get these out. These little steel little rods, whatever you want to call them. So there are 3 holes, you see, 1, 2, and then down here's 3. Easy to get out, easy to get out. Right here, to get out. Crazy, terrible. I broke.
Living.
A lot of things just trying to get that out. I even broke, I was using smaller stuff before these came in the mail today from Amazon. And I broke a lot of things. I was using screws, skinny screws, which also got bent up. Now my guns are like brand new. What I mean is I've had them for 3 years, but they haven't been field stripped before. So everything was super tight trying to get this stuff out. You know, like it was very difficult trying to get these out. So I got them out of these, and then I got them out of my other gun too. So I'm finna take the rest of this out to change the trigger. My trigger has not gotten here yet, but because I knew this was a long process, and like I said, I'm not very savvy or expert. So I thought I would just kind of break this video up in segments on how to get these different pieces out. Like I'm going from a double action trigger to a single. So it's not gonna be no more of, you know, that break up, you know how it clicks and then it stops and then it's gonna be run just like a Glock. Pull that trigger back, and it's gonna be a shorter trigger. They said up to 20% more take up. So we definitely gonna see. Like I said, my triggers haven't came yet. They're from my triggers come from keeptinkering.com. I bought 2 of them, like $30, $35 a piece with the spring. I don't know if I'm gonna use the spring, but it's just nice to have extra accessories just in case I want to go back to the factory or not. So I'm still going to modify these. Once these are modified, these will no longer be my everydays. These will just be for the channel or just for the house. So I'm gonna flip this over. Pretty much you want to break all this down. Boom, boom, boom. And then, like I said, you see, I broke stuff trying to get them out. There, that is just, I was putting them in like that, and I was hammering. So you basically put the gun up there like that. And all of these, I'm not gonna put it in there, but all of these, let's see which one is going in. Nope. I don't even know which one that one go in. But anyway, these rods, they come in like that. And basically, that's how you want to do it. Now, on this particular one right here, it has some grooves on it. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, I mean, see them grooves? Those grooves make it very hard to get out. So the best way to get this gun out is on the side that's the safety. This is the safety right here. That's your safety. on the safety side, you want to hammer. So you want to go boom, boom, boom. Well, I'm sorry. Boom, boom, boom on this side, and it'll fall down. And the cool thing about this is because all your stuff will fall in. So when I was doing it, they were falling in like that. So I wasn't losing them, because you don't want to lose those pieces. So pretty much, you know, I was using stuff like this to try to get it. I even used a nail to try to get it. And I was, you know, not the proper tools to use. These are the proper tools to use, which is a 1/16 punch and a 1/8. A 1/8 punch. And to go in like that. And to go in like that. So, boom. That's exactly how they go in. And you hammer them, you know, until the things come out. But they're very hard to get out. It's not easy. So if it don't go one way, go back the other way, kind of loosen it up on both sides. But you're going to be hammering for a little while. This is my second day of hammering, and I just now got them out, all of them. Gang. Okay, so the next thing you want to do, or the next thing we're going to do, I just did it on this gun, so now I'm going to show you on this one. This spring just popped out. All right, so you know right here, that's where your takedown lever is, right? Which is this piece right here. Okay, so what you want to do is, you know how you normally pull it down? Okay, right in here. Well, let me put it back so you can see. Now, I didn't get to show you. It's kind of hard to hold the camera or the phone and do this. But basically, right in here, right before, okay, so you know this sits on top of this spring. You know, you push the spring down, you push these down, which is the spring you pushing down. That's how you usually slide the slide off of the gun. We taking it apart. So right in front of it, you want to push down on that and then turn the gun to your left, and this piece will slide out. But keep this pressed down. So what I did was I used my other thumb and held it down. So I went to the left, took that piece out. Then I went back to the right, used my thumb, and then the spring and this little piece came out. You don't want to lose it. So what I used was this, like a small little screwdriver flathead. They want you to use like a little Allen wrench or something, but that's not what I used. I didn't find that to be very easy. So we'll move on to the next step. And by the way, you want to get yourself like a little baggie. This is all the parts that came out of both of these guys. Get you like a little baggie to throw stuff in. You don't want to lose nothing, man. I damn sure don't. So just want to throw that in there, because it's helping me keep everything together. All right, gang. So you can see I've already pulled mine all the way out. This little ball right here, you don't want to lose that. You lose that, you're going to have hell. So, and I left the safety up. Now, leave the safety up on this side. And like I said, I got a whole nother gun to do this with. So basically, you want to pry up here, like under, right here. And then you want to pry right in here, right in there, upwards, okay? All the way around, even in the inside, gently, to get this whole thing to lift up. But when you lift up, be gentle, because this side piece is gonna fall out, which is okay. It's right here. It's right here. It's okay. Not tripping off that. It's this side with the safety. You don't want to lose that ball. The ball right there, that ball right there, it'll come out. So just go slow with it. Okay. Well, when I did this one, I did a lot better. I actually pulled the whole thing out and kept it in place. Like I said, this one you can see it wiggled on me just a little bit, but it's okay. Alright. So, this is how you should look so far. And this is what I'm just learning is called your fire control unit. That's what makes the whole thing go kaboom, along with your safety. So the little ball, I'll show you on this one. You can see the ball exposed, and on this one, I kept it in there. Okay, so we need the punch tool again. I believe it's a 1/16. And we gotta punch this out right here. And then I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna punch this one out right here. And that should release our trigger. All right.
Tap it out a little ways. And pull that pin out. You can either set it in the bowl or just right off the side. Just make sure you don't lose it. At this point, we may have to push in the safety to get it to release from the trigger bar. Set the old trigger off to the side. We've got our trigger spring and our trigger bar.
All right. Gang. Okay, so let me update you. I finally got the trigger on. Now this is not easy, man. Let me show you what I'm dealing with. So once you take the trigger off, let me see if I can. Once you take the trigger off, I don't know if you can see that spring right there. You basically got to put that spring back in with the hook. See if I can focus. Okay. With that hook around that piece and push this back in. It's all the way through to this side with the spring in there and this lever right here. Once you get the lever on, you pull this little part right there over the lever and it should look like that. See how it's moving? Just like that. It's not easy, man. It is very difficult. I'll try to put the dude's link in here who shows you how to do it, but I had a task, man. I couldn't complete it yesterday, so I got back on it again. But I finally figured out which way it goes because I did it backwards a few times. So let's continue.
So we're going to be putting back in the pseudo backstrap version. So all we do is push in the trigger bar pin just a little bit. The goal is to push it in just far enough that the spring will kind of be in place, but still leave plenty of room to slide the trigger bar in afterward. So let me see here. Sorry, I know this can be difficult. I've got kind of large hands that are just in the way. So my trigger spring, since I sprung it back a little bit, is a little tighter than normal. But what we want to do is basically push that spring in hard enough that we could get that the trigger bar pin in. I pushed this guy in a little too far, so I'll push it back just right there. When you're putting in the trigger bar, make sure you have it going the right way. The fin that activates the internal safety should be up. The bar should be bent away from the trigger, like this. So we want to make sure we have all that going the correct way. Push in, pin. You even up the pin, the trigger bar pin. Make sure it's even on both sides of the trigger. Then what we're going to want to do is hook this hook of the spring. Let me see if I can get close enough to actually see this. There's kind of a groove right there in the trigger bar, and we want that spring to be pulled around that groove. So it can be a little tricky, although it does help if you have a small tool. It also helps if you're not trying to do it in front of a camera. That adds an extra layer of difficulty to everything, as I've said. So we just kind of want to pull this guy out a little bit, hook it right over. Sometimes it won't be pushed all the way on like this. So once it's hooked, just make sure you shove it all the way over. Once you're in this position, make sure you don't pull the trigger bar down too far. You can overspring the spring.
The second part to it, because I had to break this up like I told you. Alright, so I know you can't see this, so I'm going to just show you. These are the rest of the pieces that we got to put back together. As you know, we've already taken the stock, safety, and trigger out. Also want to note something that I learned. Hold on. All right, this is clear. You can see it's clear. And you can see it's clear. Dry fire. All right, you can see I still got the holes in there. I didn't plug those little studs back yet. One thing that I have learned putting this back together, and I got to put the other one back together, is that for the PT111, remember the little key lock right here doesn't work anymore. I don't know if that has to do with changing the trigger. I know it does change the safety. So I've noticed that issue where that doesn't lock anymore. But as far as how this feels, it is amazing. It is like, it's amazing. It's a full feel. There's less, look at that. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna hold there. Watch this. Look at that. It's not like it used to be. So, it is wonderful. I love it. So, let's get back into finishing this build. So, I'm going to show you guys how that little hole right there. See a little hole, little tiny hole? That's where this little ball goes. And you want to have one of these magnets, man. This is what makes everything a lot easier. Because I done lost this ball a few times, especially in the other gun. So I'm basically going to put this tiny little ball back in this hole. That's what holds the safety. And then I'm pretty much going to reassemble the gun. I mean, it's not really much to show if you watch me take it apart.
I'm gone. Bye-bye.
All right, gang. So, I also want to mention, these. Like I said, I hate that the video is the way it is, but I want to mention these things. When you're putting the gun back together, see if I can hold these. You're going to have these two little pieces. All right, you're going to have extra pieces. And I found that out because this trigger is a lot. It has 3 holes. Well, this one only uses 1. See that little right there? It only uses 1. So you're not going to use everything. And I found that out. And matter of fact, I had to contact SAO Keep Tinkering .com because I was very curious to be like, man, I put the gun back together, but I still got a missing piece. So that's definitely just something I want to add in there to the notes. So let's get back to configuring this back together. So this is real simple. Got the trigger and the back part. All you're gonna do is take this piece and you're gonna slide it in. See that? That's usually where it be firing at right there. See that? Good on camera. Remember, be firing. So all you're gonna do is slide this in like that, and that's pretty much done. And it can kind of hang a little bit. You definitely want to put this back on, and this just kind of sits. So let me do this real quick so you guys can see what it will look like. Because now we're finna set it back inside the gun. Uh-oh. I don't want to lose that. Like I said, boy, that magnet comes clutch because I almost lost that little ball again. Alright, so what I'm going to have to do is, because it's not staying like the first pistol did, and I put this on backwards. And it's so hard to hold the camera and do this all at the same time. So let me show y'all what I'm doing. No. Right, so let me move this safety back down. Get this, like I said, get you one of these. Every time that ball roll, I'll be having that magnet right there. And they catch that magnet every time, bro. Like, I saw that in the I actually saw that in Keep Tinkering's. Uh-oh. Got it. Almost lost it again. I saw that it Keep Tinkering. He was like, bro, that little ball is everything. Now, you can order them if you happen to lose it, but you just don't want to lose it. I mean, you feel me? And it's so springy. So, like, I'm finna just set this back in here. Got it. We're just gonna kind of and the cool thing about all this, it go in. It's like a little puzzle. See how I just pop in? Boom. Boom. So there we go. Safety down. And you know the safety work because the ball is in there. Right. So there's that part. Now you got to put these little pieces back in. Remember, this piece slides right in here. And also, there's a spring in the ball. So what you want to do is you want to put right here, spring in the ball. Put the spring in first, like that. See the springs in there? And then you want to drop this little guy right on top. And it's so hard to do this on camera. I had to find me like a little mount or something. There we go. So I got that in there. See, I can see it. See how it's in there? Boom. Okay, now what you want to do is, or I want to do is, push that down, and then you want to slide this in. It's only gonna go one way. This guy grooves, they only go one way. So you really can't mess it up. So if it don't go one way, flip it over, because it's gonna go the other way. And there you go. There. See that? Boom. So if you, the gun is pretty much, once you take it apart, man, it's easy to put back together. It's the first time just trying to get all the pieces out because they're just so small and they're just so little, you know. That's pretty much the thing. Like, and then so you want to make sure it works. Put it back on. Okay. And there we go. Now, make sure it works. All right. And to show you that I've had no issues with the install, I'm gonna rack one in the chamber, and then I'm gonna take it back out. So, safety on. Chamber indicator still works. And then take it out. Safety off. Boom. And they're finished. So, there you guys go. Like I said, once you take them out, take them apart, they're pretty easy to install back. Okay. Now the last part is putting these little rods back in. If you've done this correct, you should have 4 rods left. So 4 rods per pistol. You should have this little small one, this one, and then you should have this really big fat one. And I'm going to show y'all where these go. Because remember, you got to hammer those back into the gun. So you should have them rods left. Those right there. Those got to get hammered back in, and then you're finished. That's pretty much it. You know, hammer those back in, and she's a done deal. Now, at first I was thinking, you know, I'm probably going to lube or grease the gun up. I think I will. So I'm pretty much I'm not going to take the gun all the way back apart, but I am going to go in here and lube some things because it did look a little dry to me, personally. But like I said, you just want to put these back in, and you got to hammer these back in. These are not just going to go in like you see me putting them in. But once these are back in, which was a bitch to take out, you are finished. So once you put these back in, you hammer these in, the gun is done. Everything's installed. Yep. So, I have a barrel still coming on the way. I think I'm gonna do some grips for these, and I may add another laser light to. But the guns are pretty much done for the channel, man. Thank you guys for watching. Like I said, I'm sorry that I had to jump in and out with the video. I also had to add a little bit of keep tinkering partial to the video when it came to putting the spring back on the trigger, because it was just too hard to show you guys how to do that. Like I said, I'm first time learning it. On a 1 to 10, I'm gonna give this 7, because it wasn't like hard. The hardest thing was popping these out. That was the hardest thing for me. Once I got them out, I was pretty cool. Putting the spring back on was a little frustrating, but it's nothing that you can't do. But if you don't know how to take the gun apart, and you're not really familiar, you don't have like little tools, a hammer, a punch, and then this little magnet, you know, or smaller tools, go get those first. It makes it so much easier. I broke a lot of stuff just trying to get them little stud things out. That's what I'm calling them now. But that's pretty much it, guys. So I'll see you guys in another one. Like, follow, and subscribe. If you feeling the Taurus, you like what I did, you loving them, you know, make sure y'all, you know, leave a comment, man. Tell me what you want me to do next. You want me to change the colors? Still want me to do the ceramic Cerakote and you know, all that stuff? Let me know. If you want to see a different gun, you want to see a different Taurus, we want to stick with just straight Tauruses, which I'm thinking about doing. You want to see the G3C, or you want me to get a G3 full size, and you want me to mod it out, let me know. So I'm your boy, I'm Silk Living. This is another one, and remember, take care of your family and yourself. Wear your mask. We living. See you later, guys.